What are we doing here, Pops? You know what we're doing here, Malcolm?
People say the prairie is empty. They're wrong. It remembers every boot step, every lie.
Hi guys, welcome to AI Video Bootcamp. It's never been easier to take your bright ideas, your movie scripts, and turn them into cinematic movie experiences. Today we'll cover some of the basic AI video and image generation models, but we'll also look at camera angles that are going to make your content look more exciting, more professional, more creative. And we'll take a look at character building using openart, Nano Pro, and other models. So today we'll take a closer look at openart.ai. Now, if you have no idea what openart is, it is an aggregator platform for AI video, image, and audio models. As you can see, it's a beautiful layout with all of these different boxes, all of these different features. For example, we could try frame to video, motion sync, lip syncing, image upscale, and then we have a look at some of the latest models. Today we're going to take a deep dive into Nano Pro. So we're going to go to openart.ai, and then we come down to image, and then we can click on create image. Now the beauty of openart.ai is that you can use several models. As you can see here, I've created several characters. I'm working on a really gritty Old West cowboy film. It's about two families that are feuding over land, becoming intertwined, and then actually forming a gang, some of the family members, and tears the families apart. And openart allowed me to create the actual characters. So for example, I can select one of these characters and I can create a scene just about this character. His name is Jacob, and I can tell Nano to create a scene with Jacob on a farm tending to some horses while his dog watches by. What's really great about openart, it allows you to add visual references. So this character Jacob, I was able to compile using a bunch of different images. For example, here he is, firing his pistol, and then several shots of him. This is a 3x3 grid that you can also create using openart. So I will literally take these images and add them as visual references. So this allows for me to create a scene that is exactly what I want it to look like. I want him to be on a farm tending to some horses, so I can literally roll through until I find one of these images that I've created previously about this farm. For example, I can use this image, drag it in as a visual reference, and then using any number of models, I could test this prompt and see what kind of an image it creates. I'm using Nano Pro today, but as you can see, you have tons of different image models. I hear that Flux 2 Pro is also very good, but for character consistency, I've created all of these characters using Nano Pro, so Nano Pro knows what I am looking for. I'll create two images just to see what that looks like. This one looks really good. Here you see him grooming the horse, the dog sitting there. I prefer this angle. It adds some real depth to the farm scene. So here's what I can now do using openart. I can go image to video. And now I have a start frame, and I can also add an end frame. For now, I'm not going to add an end frame because I have a very specific prompt that I want to be able to create for this scene. The camera is going to truck left with a strong parallax. The cowboy is grooming his horse. Muted farm setting. So here we have the image which we just created. We can also add other visual references such as the characters which I've created previously here in openart. And this is something that's really cool about OpenArt. I can create these characters, I can combine them as I'm going to do right now by adding another character. We're going to go with his daughter, who is going to walk into the scene as he is grooming the horse. And then we'll just go at Sally Ray. If you make it very vague, then the AI will try to make it up on its own, decide what that scene should look like. So OpenAI gives you a whole bunch of credits on a monthly plan, and that allows you to make tons of images and videos. And I really use this as a playground for creativity, combining Nano Banana Pro. Maybe now I'll go back to image, and I want to create a new scene here, but I want to change the model that I've used to create that image. I used Nano Banana Pro last time. I've tested Dream, which is also very good. What we've done here now is we've taken the same images as earlier, the same references, and now we're going to go with Flux Context Pro to see what that looks like. And I will go generate, and then let's try another model just to see how this looks. For now, I'm going to try Dream 4.5. And again, that's going to cost us 30 credits. That's a nice scene, but again, this is done with Flux Context Pro. It's not nearly as detailed as the image we created here with Nano Banana Pro. See the scar here on Jacob's face. The horse looks very realistic. So does the dog. The entire scene looks really great. So let's have a look at some of the previous scenes we've made using these same characters.
What are we doing here, Pops?
You know what we're doing here, Malcolm?
People say the prairie is empty. They're wrong. It remembers every boot step. We're being smart, that's what.
So this is a really nice scene. We have 5 characters, all
What are we doing here, Pop?
approaching a farm together. The farm looks very realistic. Here we use a dolly out zoom. It's very nice. It's you can see the texture of the clothing. She has a bit of a futuristic looking gun, which is sometimes the AI doesn't get it perfectly right. So what we normally have to do is you can either make that change. I prefer to just do another generation, be more specific with the prompt to make sure that the AI learns exactly what you're looking for. Here again, we see some of these other images that we've created. Nice farm scene again. So this is a good old-fashioned Western that we're trying to create. So again, we're going to use these 3 characters to create a scene. With the new Kling 3.0 Omni, you have multi-shot, which allows you to detail 3 separate shots in one video. So what I've done is I've added these 3 characters and very specific prompts as to how they go through the scene, how they interact, and how they end up meeting in front of the big mellow casino. Now, the beauty of OpenArt is I've created all of these images around my story. I have a real visual storyboard of what I want to do and what I can do. Right here, I'm looking for the Big Mellow Saloon. I can use this as a reference image. So I drag this into visual images. Also drag the other side of the street, the other angle. So now once you create this video, Kling 3.0 will use all of these visual references to detail all of the specific steps of my scene. So the first bit of the scene is you have Sally Ray, who is the hero. She is standing in front of the Big Mellow Saloon, and she looks up the street and she sees her arch enemies, the Youngers. That's Philip and Malcolm and their family, and these 2 guys are coming down the street. In the second shot, the son, who is Malcolm, says, "Pops, I don't think this is such a good idea. And then they finally get to right in front of the building with a crane shot coming down in a bird's eye view to eye level, showing a nice wide shot of the saloon and of the adversaries about to show down. You know, it's pretty intense. But the beauty of OpenArt is you can create all different variations of this. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. I can then go back in and decide I want to make certain changes. Maybe I want to change the way that the story flows. Maybe I want to change the camera angles. Maybe I want to change the camera motion. You can do that in just a few clicks, and before you know it, you have several variants of your video, and you can chop and change when you're in post-production, and before you know it, you have something that looks really dynamic. And while those videos generate, let's jump quickly into Grok Imagine and look at camera angles and camera motions. Just a brief overview. I had someone on the YouTube channel ask recently, what's rack focus? So in future videos, I'll go really in depth into all of the basic camera movements and camera angles. But just for today, I want to show you some of the stuff you can do for free in Grok, just to, you know, learn how to navigate your way through taking a beautiful image like this and actually making it cinematic, making it attractive in a movie trailer. So for example, we have this picture of some guy at a crime scene. We're going to pedestal down from eye level to examine some evidence on the ground. He's a crime scene investigator, and the environment is a foggy forest clearing, police lights blaring in the back, very CSI. And what this prompt has created is something that looks like this. So it's from the eye level all the way down to the ground, shifting the focus from the subject, who is the investigator, down to the evidence that he sees here on the ground. Then we have what are called crane shots. So this one is a crane up into a high angle overhead. The subject is a lone pianist in an empty hall, and this is a pretty famous shot. You know, most of you have seen this before. This is it from another angle, another generation. And again, this is purely with a prompt. This is not even using image to video, which Grok can do. But sometimes, if you quickly just want to take an idea and visualize it, it's a pretty powerful tool. We then have the extreme macro zoom, which is a continuous magnification, diving beyond visible detail. This is one that's very popular in sci-fi films because it starts from the real and ends in the surreal. Then we have the half orbit around the subject. This is a very, very popular shot because it really shows the entire environment while highlighting what that subject is doing from a nice, smooth 180-degree angle. We then have the focus pull reveal from total blur to sharp background. So it starts off with the scientist holding a vial. The camera focuses on that vial. As the camera pulls back, the background comes into focus. Again, a very popular shot in cinema. We then have the crane down from a bird's eye view to eye level. This is again a very popular shot. You'll see this in most movies because it shows the environment from one high position and then usually a close-up of the main character or of the subject in the scene. So once my image is uploaded into Grok, I can create a video using a very specific prompt. So for this video, I will ask Grok to crane down from a bird's eye view to eye level and have a look at two cowboys walking towards the Big Mellow Saloon, and another cowgirl is waiting in front of the saloon to confront them. And literally I just hit make video, and in a few seconds Grok will create a video from my prompt and from the image that I used as the starting frame and the image reference.
I ain't looking for a fight, Philip.
That's so? Then why the tough talk?
Just stating facts. Keep it civil.
Easy now. No need for trouble.
And that's it for this week of AI Video Bootcamp. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you really like the content, feel free to buy us a coffee. If you want to get really in depth with character building, with learning how these tools can really make your life a lot easier, especially if you're trying to really make cinematic content, join our weekly bootcamp. The link's in the description. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for joining AI Video Bootcamp.